Are you tired of dying and don't want to be coming back from heaven every single time? Well, find out why this is the best solo build you could possibly get in the Division 2. As of a Bolt Nation, this is LaserBolt coming at you once again with another Division 2 video. And this video is mostly inspired because one of my friends just kept dying all over in the Division 2. And I'm like, man, I hope you stop dying. Don't die on me, boy, because it's making it harder for me to keep you alive. So I decided to put this build together to help you guys not only get a build that's going to let you stay alive, but also a build that's going to allow you to do a lot of DPS. Now, the reason why this build is so effective is because not only is it good for playing solo, but it's really good for playing with other people. We're going to go over a lot of things in this video. We're going to go over talents. We're going to go over gear. We're going to go over what is the best specialist to use. So there's a lot of information in this video. And if you guys are tired of dying and having to go to heaven and come back, then make sure you guys watch this video to its entirety because we're going to cover a lot of good stuff. So if all of this sounds like something you guys are definitely interested in, make sure you guys drop a like and let's get this video rocking and rolling. So let's start off with the basic foundation of this build. The basic foundation of this build rests on being able to pick the correct skills when you're playing the game. And one of the skills that we're going to definitely recommend, and it's like a priority for this build, is going to be the Restore Hive. And the Restore Hive is very important because it has two major functions. Not only is it able to heal you, but it's also able to revive you. So it's kind of like having that extra life. If you ever played Mario, it's like having that extra mushroom when you get bigger. And, you know, if you get killed, you shrink down, but you're still alive. That's pretty much what this is. So technically what this will do is if anytime you get shot from a different angle or somewhere that you weren't really paying attention to, and you go down, this will automatically bring you back to life. What makes this really important is that sometimes you might be controlling a control point and you have like 2 or 3 enemies left to finally capture that control point. And what happens? Someone shoots you from some random spot and you end up dying and you have to start that control point over. What this one is going to allow you to do, it's going to keep you happy because you're like, oopsie. And, you know, you're whoop, there it is. I'm back alive, ready to cause some damage. So that's why this is a key component to this build. The next skill that we're going to be taking a look at is the Sham Launcher. Now, this one's actually a very interesting one because it's one that might be getting a little bit overlooked and people might not know how OP this is, especially for when you're playing solo. What makes this really good is that, one, you're able to carry a total of 3 heals. So basically, you could heal yourself 3 times or you could stack them up, depending how much damage you have. Not only that, but the cool thing about this one, and then what makes this the best, is the cooldown, how fast you're able to use this one. Basically, you can shoot all 3 of them at the same time, and you will be able to have these come back without you even noticing that you even used them. So it's a very effective one to have because you're able to use the build in 2 ways. You could actually use it as a tank. You could put down the heal and start shooting, or you could use it to restore your health and push a little bit and then restore your health when you guys are getting engaged. So these are the 2 major skills that are going to be the foundation of our solo build. Now, the last basic thing we need to cover is which specialist you should go with. Now, out of all 3 of them, don't get me wrong, all the 3 specialists are really good, but one that I think that fares very well for a solo build is the Demolitionist. Now, the reason why I feel that this is better than the other ones is because his ability allows you to clear multiple enemies at once. On top of that, he has the grenade addition that allows you to use the grenade and cause a bleed effect on the enemy. Plus, he also has the X-Stat perk, which armored kits repair 70 damage and boosts weapon handling by 100%. That armored kit repair for that 70% damage is so helpful, especially if you guys are trying to stay alive as most as you can. Alright, so now that we kind of got the basic down and we got the heal part or portion of this build, it's time for us to focus a little bit on the DPS portion of the build. Now, remember, guys, when I said that earlier in the video, I said that this build is not only effective for being a survivalist, but also for dealing a lot of damage. And when it comes to dealing damage, it's going to be very important for you guys to know a couple of things. One is what talents should you look for a specific weapon and gear, and on top of that, which weapons and which gear pairs well together and gives you the best optimal synergy out of any other gear that you might pick up. So let's go ahead and get started with the weapons. Of course, as far as weapons are concerned, if you went with the specialist, the Demolitionist, you guys should know that the weapons that fare very well with this character are either going to be the LMG or a pretty much a SMG. These are going to give you an additional 15% more damage if you're using one of the two weapons, or you can use both of them on each slot. Now granted, some of you might not have an LMG, or some of you might not have a really good SMG, so you could definitely put an assault rifle in there, because some of the perks that we're going to be using with other gear is going to be helping you guys out in that aspect as well. Now that we kind of have an idea of which weapon types we're going to be using in this build, let's talk about what type of talents you should definitely be looking for, and I believe are a must for the weapon that you're picking. So we're going to get started with the first one, which is, I have it on my P90, which is called Strain. Basically what this does is, guys, every time you're getting shot and your armor is being taken off, you gain an additional 10% critical hit damage that you're dishing out for every time you're getting hit and your armor is getting depleted. This makes it very effective, especially when you're playing solo. You're going to be getting hit a lot, and this is going to allow you to dish out a little bit more damage when you're absorbing those shots. So this is definitely one that I highly recommend you guys should be on the lookout. Definitely try to get this either on your AR, LMG, or SMG. Another one that I want to recommend is called Reformation. Now what this one does, it does headshot kills, increase skill repair, and heal by 25% for 25 seconds. So basically what this one will do is that anytime you get a headshot kill, it's going to make sure that your skill and your healing is increased by 25%, making it really effective and having you get that skill back or that revive as quickly as you possibly can if you're landing those headshots. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the gear, and we're going to get started with the mask. And in the mask, you kind of have to decide what you want to do. Remember, we already have the option of healing fairly quickly with our, with our build and skills that we picked. So usually what I like to look for as far as gear is either go more for the DPS aspect of it than more of the healing aspect of it. So for example, for my particular mask, I went with this one. The reason why I decided to go with this one is because this one does 10% SMG damage, and it gives me that additional DPS boost that I want for my SMG. Now, on mask wise, you want to make sure you're looking out for specific talents. I'm not too happy with the talent that this one has, and I'm going to be changing it up, and I'm going to be recalibrating this one with another talent. Now, the talents you want to be looking forward in the, or not forward, or the ones you want to be looking out for in the mask side of things, you're going to want to make sure you're looking for one called Empowered. When Empowered, what it does, it gives you 10% skill power, so it's going to allow you to get that skill back. But the one I like out of all of them is called Hard Hitting. The reason why I like Hard Hitting is because this one does 15% damage to elites. Now, remember, as you get towards the end game, you're going to be fighting a lot of yellow bars, and once we get closer to the release of Tier 5, we're going to be dealing with a lot of elites, and you want to make sure you have at least one of these talents in one of your, items. You want to make sure you have a lot of damage to elites, and this is really good. The only thing I don't like about this mask in particular is the brand set perks that it gives you, but on top of that, I do like that hard hitting, which I'm going to be applying it to my mask that I have currently right now, and it's going to give me that hard hitting talent. But in general, those are the main talents you want to be looking out for when you're deciding which mask to go with. Now let's move over onto the vest side of things. Now the vest side of things, actually we have multiple talents that work fairly well. Like I said, when I look for gear, I want to focus primarily on DPS because I kind of have the healing aspect with my skills. So there are a couple perks that work really well. One of the main perks that I always look forward to when I am looking for a vest is the Berserker perk. What this one does, it gives you plus 10 weapon damage for every 10% of max armor depleted. So if you're getting shot, you're going to be dishing out 10% additional weapon damage when you're getting shot. And the requirement of this one is a shotgun, SMG, or assault rifle, which we already currently have, and we are going to be able to use that talent. Now, as of right now, I really haven't found the Berserker kind of chest piece with a plus 10 SMG or plus 10 assault rifle. I've only found it with rifle damage, so I don't know if there's one out there that has an assault rifle or SMG plus 10. If there is, let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have been lucky to find one. Another one that I want to recommend, a good talent, is the Vital talent. The Vital talent gives you health increase by 20%. This is definitely a really helpful one because you have additional health than you already have. And the last one I want to recommend is this one right here, which is called Restorative. It gives you 10% health on kills. So every time you kill someone, you'll be able to regain a 10% health. So that one's another one that's really, really good to have, and one that you should definitely be looking out for. Now let's take a look at the holsters. The holsters are kind of interesting because not every holster has a talent. Now the interesting part about the holsters is that you want to make sure you look for one that is more beneficial to you when it gives you a plus, something like a plus critical hit damage, you know, a plus on health. You want to make sure you're looking for that in particular. Mostly then you're looking for a talent one, because not all of them come with talent. The one I'm currently using right now comes with a talent called Surgical, plus 10 critical hit chance, plus I have an additional plus 7 critical hit damage. So this is going to be primarily focusing on being able to have a lot of DPS when it comes to a holster. Now let's look at the backpacks, guys. And the backpacks, I'm always going to tell you the one thing. Always look for the red panda. You guys might say it's a raccoon or bear or whatever you want to call it, but I want to call it a red panda, and that's what I'm going with, even though you want to call it a panda. You want to look for the talent, and the only talent that I found that's very helpful, that is called the Safeguard talent. Now, the Safeguard talent, what it does, it gives you killing a target grants 150 bonus on repair and healing effect for 20 seconds. All you got to do is kill someone, and you will gain 150 bonus on repairing and healing effects. Key healing effects, guys. Remember, we're going to be using a lot of healing, and this is definitely one that you guys should 100%, if you find a backpack with this one, save it and equip it, because this is going to be a lifesaver. Trust me when I say this, guys. Look out for the red panda. Now, for some reason, you don't have a backpack currently as of right now with the Safeguard talent, you want to make sure you at least go with one that's a hard-hitting one, which is going to give you the additional 15% damage on elites. But the Safeguard on the backpack is a must, fellas. Trust me when I say this. Now, when it comes to the gloves, you want to make sure you're looking out for only one particular talent, and that talent is Clutch. Clutch, what it does critical hit damage, restores 15% of your health, and repairs 2% of your damage. So this is going to be a very, very important talent. If you have a pair of gloves with Clutch, save them, guys, for the end game. Trust me when I say this. It's very hard to find a glove that has this perk, but I highly recommend you go with the Clutch perk for the gloves. And now, last but not least, let's look at the knee pads. Now, for the knee pads, talents that I want to recommend is one called Restorative. What this does, it gives you plus 10 health on a kill, so you're going to be able to get your health back fairly quickly. If you, for some reason, do not have one that has the Restorative perk, because it's very hard to come by, you want to look for one that's called Self-Adjusting. It gives you plus 20% armor regeneration. And there's one more that I want to recommend, which is called the Hard Hitting. It gives you plus 15 damage to elites. One thing in rule of thumb I want to recommend with the gear, and I should have said it in the beginning when I was going to talk about the gear, is make sure you guys are constantly looking for the talents first for that particular item set. Once you have the talents, you could definitely go ahead and make sure you worry on more stuff like the DPS damage and the synergy of the items. The talents are going to be very fundamental for you to be successful with this solo build. Trust me when I tell you guys, if you guys implement what I said in this video, you guys are not only going to survive longer, but you will be able to clear things a lot more, and you will feel a little bit more tankier, and you will feel a little bit more OP as you progress to the end game. Now, of course, guys, we are at a very early stage when it comes to the game. There's still other stuff that we might have not discovered, and if for some reason I get different items that have better builds or better strategy, then I will make sure I will update this video, guys, with my ultimate solo build guide. If there is a particular build you guys would definitely want to see, like what's the best LMG build, what's the best assault rifle build, or a sniper build, let me know in the comment section down below. If this video does reach 50 likes, we'll make sure to put that out for you guys as quickly as we possibly can. I hope you did find this video enjoyable and informative. If you did, do me the huge favor, guys, drop a like, share this video with your friends, because it does help me out a lot. Don't forget to follow us on any of our social medias. The links are down below. Catch us over on Twitch. We stream daily as well. And don't forget WGATAP, and I will catch you guys on the next video.